guys. Now I don't know how successful this video is going to be. If it doesn't work you won't see it, so you'll never know. But I'm going to try and create a sort of primer for those of you who are new to the channel or are new to archery and have discovered this channel, but you don't know where to start. Everybody knows how to shoot a bow instinctively, I think, but there are certain things which are going to lead to frustration, and one of those is a lack of accuracy. Now, one of the greatest problems in obtaining accuracy is the inconsistency of your anchor. Now, in order to shoot well in most archery styles, you need to know the basics, and that's what I'm going to try and do, show you the basics. It doesn't matter what style of archery you're going to do, whether it's Oriental, Asian, horsebow, barebow, Olympic recurve, whatever. The basics are all the same, but you can't go on and achieve accuracy in any of the other styles of archery unless you know the basics. So we're going to start with the anchor. Now, the anchor is the point at which you bring the arrow back. Now, don't forget, this is for complete beginners, or like relative beginners. It's the point at which you bring the arrow, the string, back to your face, and that creates your first fixed point in the archery target like in the shooter bow target relationship, for want of a better way of putting it. That's the first point, and basically what you do when you draw the bow back, you bring it back to a point in relation to your face. Now, for myself, if you look carefully, I'll do it again. The string touches the tip of my nose. My thumb comes back underneath my jaw. Now, when I feel the string touch my nose and my thumb is under the jaw, I know I'm at my anchor point. Now, it could be that I pull back and I'm up here, the string touches my nose, but my hand's up here. That's wrong, so I drop it down. It could be that I'm down here, the string's touching my nose, but I'm in the wrong position, so I bring my thumb back up, and that gives you a good, consistent base from which to align everything else. So, draw, comes back to the nose, my thumb is there. It's practically in the point of my jaw there, and the string has touched my nose, and I do that each and every time. Now, what I would recommend complete beginners do is to set up a target, a relatively large target, not something small, at 2 or 3 meters in front of them, at no more than 2 or 3 meters. I'll put that the right way around. Oh no, somebody swapped a knock on me. No more than 2 or 3 meters to your front. One that you know you can't miss, and then just practice. Bringing the string back to the tip of your nose and locating with your thumb underneath your chin. Practice that until you can do it without even thinking about it. Every time you bring the string back, it comes back to that same position. String touching the nose, thumb underneath the thing. Now, once you've got that down, you can go on to learn other techniques, because they're all just evolutions of that same basic technique. But if you try starting to, say for instance, shoot outside the bow with the thumb release but drawn back to the arrow, unless you know the principles of the basics, you could be all over the place. But it's a good foundation to learn these basics, because these can be adopted to any bow style, any shooting style, any arrow style, any target style, any archery style. It doesn't matter what you're shooting, you can use these techniques successfully, though this technique, sorry. So, back to the nose, thumb. The thing you need to take into account is bow alignment as well. There are lots of videos out there like describing accuracy with in terms of gap shooting and instinctive shooting and things like that. But the first thing you need to know is how to align the bow with the target in relation to your anchor point. As in, which edge of the bow, if you use it, obviously this only applies to bare bow. It's not about Olympic recurve where you're using sights. Where do you align the edge of the bow in relation to the target? Now, a lot of people who have full visual cognizance will actually come back to their anchor so that they align their anchor point so that they can see the string right slap bang in the centre of their vision. And then they'll move the arrow, the bow, to line up with the string. I'll do a little bit and I'll try and show it later on. But basically, they line the string up. Now, if you've got a bow which has a deep arrow pass, you can line it up with the centre line of the bow. Most archers, especially target archers, will actually line up with the edge of the bow. And then they will align their anchor, their string, the edge of the bow with the point on the target, which they know gives them the optimum accuracy. I'll do it. There'll be another little snippet of this video to try and show that. Obviously, I've got no vision in my right eye, so it becomes a bit problematic. But the principle still bears the same. Because what I'm doing, what little I can see of the bow, I can't see the string. I can just see the edge of the bow when it's at full extension. And as long as the light on the target is bright enough, I can align with the target. I can't necessarily see the target itself, but I can see the edges. So I know roughly where to align things up. That's how I'm doing things. So again, now as you heard there, those arrows sound like they're quite close together. I've got 1, 2 left. So I'll just, to demonstrate now, watch carefully. At this point I'll try and zoom in so you can see my knocking point in a little bit, my anchor in a little bit more detail. And one more. Whoops. Next bit of video I'll try and show you the string alignment. Now, what do I mean by string alignment, bow string alignment? Well, if you look, you can see the string there. Now, I can come to my full anchor point and the bow can be pointing off in that direction. And in relation to the string, which is now lined up down the centre of my field of vision, the bow is pointing off in the wrong direction. So I simply bring the bow around until it lines up with, on this bow, the centre line of the arrow path. And then align the bow up with the point on the target, which I know gives me the best chance of an accurate shot. Now with this bow, it's slightly down the right hand side of the target at this range, with the cutout at the top of the arrow pass bracketing the top edge of the target. That gives me the best chance of accuracy. I can't see very well, but that gives me the best chance of accuracy. And as long as the string, my anchor point, the bow and the target are lined up in what I know or what I've learned is the correct orientation, I should get an accurate shot. Now it takes practice. I'm not saying it's going to happen straight away, and when you get to the levels where you can shoot what they would call instinctively, you don't need to take any of these decisions consciously. You will automatically line up your anchor point, the string and the bow and the target. You'll do it automatically or instinctively because you've learned to do those calculations in your head without having to think about it, and that's what we're aiming for. But you've got to have a good basis from which to start. Anyway, enough of me rabbiting on. Hope you found that interesting. Stay safe, keep slinging the sticks, and we will talk again soon. Cheers, guys.